Hello everyone, again, Chet Man here with a little market update, a little bit more strategy around temporary buydowns and rate rebounds. And CMG has a lot to offer right now, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in this market today. There's been, of course, a lot of things in the news, a lot of issues around home affordability, interest rates, and so on. And let's explain it and break it down just a little bit of where we are. You know, we've had a 40-year high inflation rate. I think everyone realizes that now. But there is some reason for some optimism here, and that is the Fed's plan may be working. And what we're seeing already has been some small rate reductions in the mortgage loan field, not necessarily in the federal funds rate field. But what's going on is the Federal Reserve is doing what the Federal Reserve does. It's been handed a problem with this 40-year high inflation, and now it's raising the federal funds prime rate higher in order to slow the economy down, in order for inflation to come down. And what we're probably beginning to see, and hopefully we'll see more, is that this rate hiking will actually have the positive benefit that it typically has in the past. You know, over time, we've had, in the last 60, 70 years, we've had a dozen recessions. They seem to happen every 7, 8, 9 years. And we're in one now or about to become in one soon. And the good news for housing is that when these recessions occur, in which we're in a recessionary period now of higher inflation, we've always come out either during or immediately after the recession. We've come out with a great housing recovery, sometimes a housing boom, and rates historically during or after every recession we've had have dropped. And so that's kind of what we are watching and sort of beginning to see now. So when you weigh that into consideration, you look at the housing market, we're still selling homes, and homes will continue to sell at any interest rate. The issue, I think, with most people has been that we've gone from a 3.5% interest rate all the way up to a 7.5% interest rate in the quickest amount of time in recorded history, just in the last 6 months. But here in the last few weeks, we started to see even that come down from that 7 range to now more so in the high 6s. Now, that doesn't mean it can't go back up, but and there could be some volatility along the way. But we are starting to see some stabilization to the better, which is a good sign going into the holidays. One of the things, several things that we can do here at CMG, working with a really good realtor for you, the buyer, is we have some tools we can offer. Realtors, if you're listening to this, please take note of some of the strategies that we have. And customers, if you're watching, understand that there is a good, better, and best way right now to win a home in this market. But one thing I think that most of us can agree on, although there is a debate, is that home prices will continue to rise even through this recessionary period. And I'll have to tell you, I agree that it will rise because, as history has shown, every time that we've had a recessionary or a period of inflation like we're going through now, home prices have continued to rise as far as median sales go. And of course, all numbers and data is local. And here in Central North Carolina, we're probably doing as well as anywhere in the country in our GDP, in our sales, and in our economic outlook. We have so many jobs coming in, as I've mentioned, almost every video I've done. So the supply and demand issue that we have now is still very, very present. We do have some problems, and that one problem is inventory and supply. There's simply not enough homes for all the people that need to buy, especially when you factor in all the jobs that are coming. So more important as a customer and a realtor to be listening to some of this in order to position yourself to win. One, we have a great program here. We call it our Platinum Pre-Approval Process. It's basically where we take a to-be-determined address, a property that you may want to buy or that you're not even under contract yet, and we give you a pre-approval based on your economic profile. So we'll underwrite your loan before you ever submit an offer or go under contract and have you completely underwritten, which will tell the seller that you are almost as good as a cash offer. And we will differentiate your offer from anybody else's offering. One of the other things to consider is home prices, if they continue to rise, if you wait and get out of this market to buy, you could definitely end up costing yourself more over time. So the strategy may be get pre-approved, be able to differentiate your offer from others, and consider buying in these winter months because that has been historically one of the best times to ever buy a house. And one of the reasons is there's simply less competition. So many customers have just gotten off the merry-go-round and gotten completely out of the market. They may be fatigued from trying earlier. They may be spooked by interest rates. They may think erroneously that prices are going to come down. Let me tell you, prices are going to go up slower, but they're not really going to come down. What you're seeing is new construction dropping their prices just because builders don't want to hold inventory. It's really not because the market has shifted in a bad way. It just means that the market has slowed down enough to where these builders will offer great incentives to get a customer to buy their house now so they can keep continuing to build other homes. And look, there's a couple strategies now that we can talk about that would help. One is a temporary buy down. We have a program here that we call a 3-2-1 temporary buy down. And basically that means the customer can choose to temporarily buy down for their choice of 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year. So if you pick the 3-year option, you'll be able to prepay your interest up front. We hold it in an escrow account. And if you're still in that product, the temporary buy down, when it ends and expires after 3 years, then your rate would go to the original locked-in rate that we locked you in today. Here's a neat thing, and here's another product that we're offering here at CMG. It's called the Rate Rebound program. The industry, and especially CMG, we believe that we will see an improvement in the economy. We will see the Federal Reserve's actions work, and we'll follow history and basically see a rate reduction sometime in the next 6 to 18 months, which means we'll come back to you and we'll offer you through our Rate Rebound program at CMG, and basically waive all lender fees and give you almost a free refi. We'll pay the appraisal, all the lender fees that are typically associated with a refinance, and we'll add $1,000 lender credit to cover anything else that might be out there. So you really can't lose. You buy now, we'll get you later, take care of you, get you into something much more comfortable. So when you look at using a temporary buy down, the seller or the builder, anybody on the seller side can contribute to that temporary buy down. And so really when you look at it, a $10,000 reduction in the price of the house is not as good as a 2-year, or definitely a 3, but a 2-year or a 1-year buy down, because the seller can do that for you. And the savings in your monthly payment would be so significant that it would outweigh a $10,000 reduction in price. So sellers and realtors on the listing side, this is a super tool to help your seller win and get what they need, and help the buyer get into the home and buy them the time to win an offer and to get into a comfortable payment until we can come back and refinance them later. It's a great strategy. It's working. We have marketing and collateral around that we can share with you. We can talk to you about how it works and share that with you on the phone. The biggest message I think that we have today is if you're pre-approved and you need or want a home and you found a home, right now in the next 3 or 4 months could be the easiest time to win that offer. You're actually in a normal market. You may get less than ask price. You'll be having time to do inspections and to do your due diligence. Unlike this past summer when we were in this huge buying frenzy and the sellers weren't willing to allow any one time, they were taking multiple offers above list price. You'll see that market completely different now. It's kind of shifted to the buy side. So now you can ask for things and reasonably have time and an expectation that you might get a more fair deal with less competition. So why wait? The problem could be that if you wait thinking that the market's going to get better for you over time, is you will have a buying frenzy again with all that demand and still that lower supply. We come into the summer potentially with lower rates, and now you're competing with multiple offers at or above list, back to that frenzy we're in, which we could find ourselves in again just simply because of the demand and supply issue that we have. So our feeling is, let us help you get pre-approved with our temporary buy down, if that perhaps works for you. Let us offer you the free Rate Rebound program, which is good till March 31st. So if you buy a house between now and March 31st of next year, we will offer you that program, and you'll have 5 years to cash it in. We don't think you'll hold it that long. We think we'll be calling you up in the next 6 to 8 months to a year and a half. In that window of time, we're going to see, as history has dictated, a nice housing recovery. But don't wait. Our projected increases in cost of waiting are still 4 to 5% a year, even in this period, that home prices will rise. So you'll just pay more if you wait. If you're pre-approved, if you want the house, let us know. We'll be glad to get that out to you. We'll work with your realtor. We'll work with your builder. We'll work with any team that we can to help keep this market moving and help get you into a home of your dreams and not miss out on it because somebody else was pre-approved and moved on it fast. This could be a great time to buy, and we want to help. So if you have questions, check me out down below. Give us a call here at Team Chet Mortgage, and we'll be talking to you later. Hang in there and have a happy holiday season. Thank you.